Hello, CBM Junkies. I am Chad Miller with your first official episode of Comic Book Movie Report for 2017. In this episode, I'm going to be discussing what is entirely made up of the DCEU as of this very moment. I'm going to talk about what I've liked about it, what I don't like about it, how I'm going to compare it to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and what I hope comes forward in the future. So as of right now, there are only 3 films to fill up the DCEU, those being Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad. So let me go ahead and break those down for you. In Man of Steel, we are given the reintroduction of Superman, and it is actually a pretty good film in my eyes. A lot of people don't like this movie. I, however, thoroughly enjoyed it. I like this telling of Superman. I was pretty impressed with the casting aside, maybe Amy Adams as Lois Lane. But overall, I felt this was a really good film, and I thought a great introduction to what is now going to be the DCEU, and hopefully things can go forward from there. Now onto the second film in the DCEU's franchise. We're going to look at Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. This was technically going to be a sequel to Man of Steel, but now we know it's kind of its own set-aside movie. And we're also introduced to Ben Affleck's Batman, as well as Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman, and a really crappy villain. So the things that I really liked about this film were Affleck's Batman. I thought he treaded that darker line than we've ever really seen Batman do before. A couple notches above, say, Christian Bale's. Some of it kind of nerved me a little bit, but Affleck made it work. I do kind of think that there was a bit of a non-explanation as to why he's gone that far with his vigilantism. I think we were given hints to it as far as what was seen in the Batcave, but I thought a little bit more explanation would have been kind of cool to actually help flesh Batman out. As far as Superman's portrayal in this film, I'm not 100% about it, but I definitely do get where everything is coming from. I do understand the conflicts, and I thought the resolution was just a little bit too contrived, but so be it. What I really liked about this was the introduction of Wonder Woman, and I think Gal Gadot is probably the best choice ever for this role. I think if any casting has gone absolutely perfect so far in the DCEU, it is that right there. Another thing that I really had a problem with was the video introductions to the other metahumans that we're going to be introduced to. They seemed really, really cheesy and very low budget. Like, I feel that, CW's Arrowverse has better standards as far as production quality than those videos did. It kind of really, took me out of the film. I was like, argh. So the big final climactic battle scene with our big baddie Doomsday, there aren't too many comic book films anywhere in the genre that really get a good final battle scene completely perfect. And I truly believe this is far from it. And one other thing that I do want to mention in talking about Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad is that they're releasing extended cuts when you purchase them on home video. And I think it's a great idea, but if you can't give us the best movie you've got right out the door, I don't know, that just tends to frustrate me. I actually did enjoy the extended cut of Batman v Superman better than the theatrical cut. I still have yet to watch the extended cut of Suicide Squad yet to know whether that will change my mind on that at all or not. So let's go ahead and get on to Suicide Squad. There were only really 3 selling points to this film for me, and that was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jared Leto as the Joker, and Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. 3 huge powerhouse characters in the DC universe, and we got sold on 2 out of the 3. I've never been a big fan on the take of Suicide Squad. I get the concept of it. I like that they did focus on some villain characters, and that was kind of cool. And like I said, Harley Quinn was a major selling point for me, and I thought Margot Robbie did fantastic in this role. The not really first live action version of the character, if you recall, quite a few years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago, there was a Birds of Prey TV series in which Harleen Quinzel was featured, and it did not turn out so well. So I'm very impressed with Margot Robbie's performance. I thought she did a great live-action Harley Quinn, and I was very, very happy with that. I did not have a problem with Jared Leto's Joker, aside the fact that you just didn't get to see him enough. You just kind of came in knowing that the Joker is just batshit crazy and, you know, off the wall and all that, and it was just kind of a given. I don't think it gave Jared Leto enough time to shine, to really flesh out his take on the role. Sometimes it did harken back a little bit to Heath Ledger, and which I thought was kind of cool, but then again, it was just like, you know, kind of be your own. But anyways, it is what it is. Like I said, I haven't seen the extended cut yet. I don't know if there's going to be any more Joker in that yet or not. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that. Viola Davis's Amanda Waller, I thought was phenomenal. I thought that was great casting. My only exposure to Amanda Waller has been from the TV show Arrow, and I thought it was a great depiction. Very similar in style and characteristics and demeanor, so very happy with that. Overall, with the film, I would have to say it had a lot of lackluster characters. The pacing was quite choppy, the ending a bit predictable, so definitely not my favorite film so far in the DCEU. Now I know that, you know, this is going to draw so many comparisons to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and, you know, Marvel's been doing this for a lot longer now, and we have to remember that Marvel kind of did get off to a rough start at first. I mean, yes, they just whammed it out of the park with Iron Man, Incredible Hulk and Thor, kind of so much, but, you know, it's really gained momentum, and I'm giving the DCEU this opportunity as well. Out of everything that's coming out of the canon so far, I definitely am looking forward to the solo Wonder Woman movie. I have high hopes for that. I hope it doesn't disappoint. Justice League coming up after that, then some other solo movies. I'm really interested in seeing Ezra Miller's Flash. And so we'll see what happens out of the gate from there. What I hope to expect is that they do focus on the darker tone of their films. I really like that. That's one major difference of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I hope that they can flesh out characters a little bit more. Right now we're getting pretty much basic carbon copies of what we know of the characters. So I'm really hoping that they go forward, flesh these people out, make them feel believable and real, and that they exist in our world. That's one thing that I've loved about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They've taken characters that I really haven't given two shakes about and made them completely awesome. I haven't felt that as of yet in the DCEU. Yes, there's room to grow. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if that happens. So, CBM Junkies, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of 2017. And do make sure that you are now subscribing to our new YouTube channel, Red and Slim Productions, where we've combined everything that Red and Slim Production does onto one YouTube channel. So do subscribe below. And don't forget to like us on our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and also if you would like to support Red and Slim Productions on Patreon, you can do that, patreon.com/RNS Thank you so much for watching. Please visit us again. Love and light to you all.